What is going on, everyone? This is episode number 3 of Production Thoughts, and today I have a special guest with me, L Speaks. How you doing, man?
Peace, young God. How you doing, man? I'm blessed. I'm
Hey,
blessed. Grateful to be
so we shot plenty of stuff before with
here.
Supreme Confidence. We shot a ton of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Um, way more working in the progress. We have a lot of stuff going on, and
hmm
sometimes it can get kind of crazy. Like Drives to the Lake. That was
Yeah. One of
probably
my favorites.
the
One
craziest
of my
video
favorites.
shoot
Yeah.
I've shot out of many,
Yeah.
you know. But also turned out to be one of the best videos I've ever shot.
Yeah. It definitely was.
Yeah.
Short joint, maybe less than a minute and a half long, but definitely a classic one because we was able to get some, like you said, some B-roll content. Pretty much able to make a whole journey, a whole situation out of it. Like from us going to have to go get the rope to the drone, the drone to having to go get the rope to having to sit out there and be in the cold and
Right.
talking, and it just it was
Figuring out
a
how
lot.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
So, but I'm grateful that it came out the way it came out. It's one of my favorites. It's actually, I don't know if you remember me telling you, I had a friend of mine who had like a whole slew of followers, like 185. I think she's at like
Yeah.
185,000.
Yep.
And I was able to get the video on her platform
Oh yeah.
and got a lot of good feedback off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, it's definitely a classic one. Drives to the Lake. Yep.
For real. Yeah. I mean, I just remember it's like New Year's Eve, right? I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
it's gonna be a
was,
nice
yep.
little day. We're about to go out, shoot a video, come back, celebrate, and like go out there. And I'm like, first shot, boom. We're gonna hit the little drone. It goes up, hit the nice little view, and I'm like, this is cool, right? I'm like, it's going good. I'm like, I remember the Lil Uzi Vert video came out around that time, and I'm like, I saw he had a little dance in it. It was like fast paced and then slow mo, fast paced and slow mo, and I really wanted to try that effect. And I'm like, cool, let's try it with the drone. And I remember I tried having you do that for a minute. I just had you randomly dance. You didn't even know what you were doing.
But you did, though. You still made it work, though. I mean, even for the little effect or whatever, like, because, people, when you're an artist, people don't know what you do behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
They just know the product that's given to them. They don't know how it got there. So sometimes
it's critical that people should take in mind, too, though, when you're creating content from music to visual anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's something people should take into mind because I think it gets overlooked a lot. Like people overthink stuff, and I'm a big person of that. I'm a big we've had that talk before.
Yeah, extensively. I mean, but the good thing about it is though, man, the reason why for me, for you, I'm more understanding because I know how I can be when it comes to even my own art. Because when it makes it to you, you don't see all that stuff. Just like when you cut the videos and you doing everything on your visual end, you're an artist.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see the background of that. So when it's presented to the people, it's like, oh, like, how did you do that? But I mean, I appreciate it for that because that showed me that you care about your craft, number one.
Right.
And then let's not even mention the amount of equipment that you come prepared with, even for a small shoot. So that, for me, right out though, man, and I say it on record, like that made me want to be not only in relationship with you as far as a friend,
mm-hmm.
A big brother or a homie or whatever you want to call it, but also wanted me to be in business with you because that said to me, one, if this brother is taking what his craft this serious at this level,
mm-hmm.
then that lets me know where he's going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I want to be along for that ride. I feel like you feel that same way about me. That's why we.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a big thing I try and preach is like putting the most effort into it. Creating those visual treatments, creating those story blocks, knowing like pre-production what you're gonna do first.
Yep.
And that's also helps with like knowing it helps with the smoothness of how the production is gonna be going on that set.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like if you know what shots you need to get, you know what you need to do, it's just gonna be smooth. All right, next. It's not, let's maybe go here. Nah, that doesn't look as good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, out there freestyling. I mean, that's worked for us. That's definitely worked for us. But with the best shots or whatever, I think we had a good, strong idea on what we wanted to do with the Drives to the Lake one.
Yeah.
And the view itself, just some of the ideas I was throwing at you, you kind of took it and you put it on steroids, even to have the drone shoot up in the sky and have to come down. Yeah. That's really what, even when you're collaborating in music, what we do and what we were doing that day is exactly that. Like we're playing off of each other. Like, right. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's good. It's definitely.
It was the one shot. I'm like, all right, the drone says 5 minutes. We good. We still got like 5 minutes left, right? I'm like, it's going down quick, but we still got some time. Let's do one more shot, right? I think we just did like one where you hit it, and then it like came forward, you hit it, and then boom, it flew away. And I'm like, do it one more time. It was a little shaky, a little. I'm like, let's do a safety shot, right?
Yeah, and the safety wasn't so safe. Yeah.
I'm like, bro, and it just went straight down. I'm like, and that's when it like clicked. It just started like, bro, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Sitting, contemplating, having calm conversation, trying to make my next move, my best move, my chest move smooth as a young dude.
Cannot take off. Fuck. There's no battery preserver thing or nothing like that or nothing? What the fuck, man?
And I remember you suggested to me to go get the shovel, and we took like a fishing pole, and you created some like crazy concoction of tying and doing this.
Yeah.
Out there, and we just threw it for like what, like 30, 45 minutes?
Too damn long.
Yeah, it was too damn cold too.
Yeah.
I just remember going out there and being like, bro, I don't know if we're gonna get this thing back. And you're like, let's go get some rope. And
I think you suggested the rope first, and I was like, nah, let's try this fishing.
Right.
You know, and then that didn't work out. What it was throwing the damn shovel all the way out there and fearing of throwing it out there too far, because pretty much the well, I don't know if you mentioned, but the drone came from the sky on top of a block of ice. Like the lake itself was solid ice, and the drone fell on top of the ice. That's why we were throwing the shovel out there in the first place, to even retrieve the damn thing.
Right.
Nobody was willing to go out there because I know I wasn't.
Keeping in mind that there was open water a little ways out there, you know.
Yeah.
It was open. It was like warm enough for the ice to be melting, but it was freezing.
Cold enough.
Right.
Yeah, that didn't stop what the thing was too, and it was, with it being New Year's Eve, it was getting later in the evening, which made it colder because the sun was going down. But we eventually got it together, picked up that damn rope, and we spent another 30 minutes or probably an hour throwing the shovel.
It was definitely an hour, because I remember like just throwing it and throwing it and throwing it, and you even got it to hit just a little, and I'm like, bro, this is like, it ain't gonna happen no more. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It might just be a lost cause. But hold that one moment.
You were distraught, man.
We're about to take a quick little break, sponsor break. Sponsor is Anchor. We'll be right back.
Hey, we back. We here. If you've been sleeping throughout this advertisement or whatever we're just playing right before we hop back on, wake up. We here. Conversation we are having about the drive, the infamous, the most viewed drives to the lake, and the process that myself, L Speaks, and A Woods, and what we had to go through in order to shoot this epic video, which A Woods has a lot of great work. And I ain't just saying this because it's mine, but this is one of his dopest works.
Yeah, no, for real. I think it's definitely visually probably the best thing. The feeling of like just literally the whole part. And the frozen lake making it look better than what it is, and just like the slow cinematic smoothness of it. I definitely think that's what it was. And then like for me, the beat is just relaxing. Like
very,
yeah. Did you create the beat?
I wish I had, man, because man,
I didn't. Beats too.
That's the thing. And you know what? I think maybe Drives to the Lake, man, that song in particular, man, the vibe and the feel for it showed me once I kind of put it in front of a lot of people, and the feedback I was getting, I'm like, yo, this might be the wave. Like just them real laid back, just kind of chill, little, you know, because my tone,
Yeah.
you know, it's really about just having your own muse, man. Your place, your like this color right here that's in the room. You know, you try to match the hue or the color or the vibe and try to lay that on the track. And just the vibe of the video, Drives to the Lake, man, it matched the vibe.
Right.
It just matched the vibe that I was on. So, man, again, I'm just, yeah, man. And we were freestyle. We were going with the flow, which is the, you know, very big on that. Going with the flow, man.
I mean, eventually, in the end, we got the drone back. We got on the ice. I was like, bro, I'm going to do it. You're like, bro, I don't know if I can save you if you get on this ice. I'm like, bro, you don't understand how much I paid for this drone, how much it is. And I went on, I grabbed it, came back. It is just like, all right, we ain't going to do no more. Came back for a second day, and that second day was just, it was cold, bro. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah, and we thank God, we eventually, and thank God we got it done. It was
real.
It was a labor, definitely a labor of love, and I gotta, yeah, man. I mean, we got more like that coming up, especially on the content end, just being able to film everything and just kind of put that together or whatever,
right?
You know, and you know, we're about to experience another shutdown, man. So this was filmed. I don't know if you want me to go on record and say this was filmed via the crib. I call this Maroon Moon. Yeah, that's the color in here. This is Maroon Moon. You know.
Hold on.
You can
that's blue. What are you talking about?
Well, it's close enough to maroon as I can get. But it's like a purplish. I'm trying to pay homage to Minnesota. You know, I'm on my press shit. Anyway, no, I was gonna say like, yeah, this is filmed via the spot before the shutdown. So we don't really know what that's looking like, but
yeah,
or the aim is to get as much content kicked out as possible, and we make the best of it. We ain't scared because we ain't dead, and we ain't gonna be. We're gonna be good throughout this whole Corona, all of that, man.
It's craziness, man. Speaking of being safe and all that, I think that's one thing that I guess I kind of personally learned from it is understanding the limits of your equipment and where you can go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if you have something you know is running low, change the battery out, man. Right? And it's like keep your stuff charged, you know what I mean? Know what you need for it. Don't go that extra length just to try and get that little extra shot. Be prepared for everything. You know what I mean? Just don't
the weather.
Like
the
that.
weather. I think that's what killed your battery. The weather killed your battery. That weather killed your battery. It was like 10 minutes. And I meant to say that in warm weather, you probably could have got away with it.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, it's literally just pre-production. Like we said, understanding where you're at. You know what I mean? Once you have that, you know what shots you need. You know what to do. You know how to get this and this and that, right?
Yep.
Understanding that and doing that, you definitely could have, made something better, and that probably could have prevented it pretty well. Is there anything for like musical artists that they could do to like, you know what I mean, have them to have like a better, like smoother pre-production before like they create a song, before they do a music video, in anything regards you have to say?
Assuming most directors like yourself, will have a format. And format, I mean by that, I'm talking like, if we haven't met, if we're meeting through someone and we're doing a transaction like that, then, it's good to make an impression. That impression is just your format. If we got paperwork or a form, you would like artists coming in to work with you, and, and to for you specifically, the visuals, if you got a form you want them to fill out, kind of, that's why I say, if it's on a business level, so they don't have to ask a ton of questions. Everything is in black and white. Once we get the black and white and the logistics out the way, then everything else we can figure out, assuming most directors have that. And like I said, I know you have something like that, but follow the first things first. What are we doing? What do you, just like with streams, or just like with as an artist, and if you're sitting with a label or something like that, you want people to put their best foot forward. And a lot of times that's on the business level. Cover that black and white first, make sure everybody's taken care of. Once you do that, then we got all the room in the world for conversation. We can talk about anything,
Right.
But if you're talking like pre-production for like shooting visuals, definitely get the black and white out the way first, and I believe get in the room with the person, with the director. You know, get in the room, and even with Corona, like, get in a Zoom call with them, get in an intimate setting with them, and just kind of get a vibe for them. And just kind of like just talk. Just spitball, like literally just
spitball off of the idea. I think when both of you guys create something, when someone pulls up and maybe it's just the director that knows what they want to shoot, or just the artist that knows what they want to shoot, I feel like it's really different. It's like, okay, you're not on the same wavelength. I think we had to talk about this in our other podcast that we have. You talked about with like a water bottle, right? It's the same vibe. It's the same energy, right?
You're talking about water being the same, whether it be in the ocean or in a glass. Yeah.
Talked about having the same energy. Yeah. You guys have both two different energies. The video isn't going to be as good. So I think that is definitely something that would help hopping on a Zoom call and everything like that.
Oh, yeah. You just got to develop some consistency. And another reason why I say the black and white is important is because it holds everybody accountable. So as far as deposits, as far as just all of that stuff, once that stuff is taken care of, like I said, it's easier to have that conversation.
Right.
Because we've at least started, and that's deposit conversation. We've started the conversation. And then we finish it once I get my back end, and my back end is the rest of my money. So,
right.
But I mean, I definitely think, I feel like that's what you were asking me, right? It's for the same energy. Yeah, I mean, it's just make sure your energy is right, man. Because a lot of people just want something that they've seen before. Like, what's true to you, man? It's a lot easier to work with an artist who has a sense of themselves as an artist, honestly, because like they say in the streets, man, all money ain't good money. And I get that same advice to even a director. Like, if the vibe and the frequency ain't there, it's going to be hard to tell a difficult person what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like, especially when they can't be humble, like, because it's already an ego involved. Then you got the ego of the artist once the song is done. It's like, the song is hot. It's this, it's that. That's cool. But what you're visually looking for, what you're trying to get across in your own head, I can't translate that because it either doesn't make sense or you probably need to be shooting it yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, people got to be.
The collaboration with both ideas, it helps a lot because sometimes you shoot it and the artist and maybe all of their friends they just see themselves in the background dancing. They're like, yeah, I like the way this looks because it's, their song, their dance. They see themselves, they're flexing. They're like, I love that. And it might not visually make any sense what the song is talking about, but in their mind, they just see that. You know what I mean? So for other people, it might be different. But yeah,
it's true.
Can help change that, and it just makes it look more professional overall.
I mean, you gotta give people what they want. Give people what they want. But again, it goes back to what I said. It just depends on the director. If the real success of anybody, even a director or an artist, is what they say. It's not what you say yes to, is what you say no to, and how you're able to say no. That's game. Like, you're able to say no. So you're definitely on your way, A Woods. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Let's end it on that note. I appreciate it. If you guys like this visual episode of this type of podcast, please let me know. Comment down below. Subscribe to the podcast. Let me know how you like it. Keep listening. L Speaks, you got anything? What's upcoming for you? What's next? And let them know what they can expect from you next and where to follow you, man.
First off, follow me on Instagram at L Speaks, and that's with 2 S's. That's LSPEAKSS. It speaks, and it's also short for Socies. But anyway, L Speaks with 2 S's. Hit the website. That's ss7.info. What do I have coming up next? Man, the holiday season is coming up. We about to get another shutdown. I'm content crazy over here. I got a ton of music. I got, beat tapes, projects lined up. So I'm just putting this out in the universe. I'm going to try to drop like every 2 weeks if I can, man.
You're not going to try. We are going to be dropping.
Bet. So, you know, and you know, I got A Woods holding me down or whatever. I'm gonna hold him down, and yeah, man, going into 2021, man, like we, you know, by the time you see the next episode, we done leveled it up, man. The Maroon Moon is actually gonna be maroon next time.
Let's do it. Let's create it. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on. I have you on. Damn, I just messed that up.
Nah, no, it's all. I'm grateful that you had me on, because like I said, you know, sometimes somebody need to take the initiative, and you did just that. So thank you for wanting to get me first. So
explaining your advice, man, it really helps a lot. Hope it helped everyone that's watching this. Thank you. Have a good one, and tune in next week for another episode of Production Thoughts. Have a good one. Peace.